Cornfield with Top of the Morning with Jared Denhard and Shannon Dunn, and we just had probably one of the biggest performances in this hall in a long time, from what I can understand.
Pretty good so far.
I'm glad you're here. They were starting to get ugly.
Tell a joke.
Usually what I do is I whisper jokes into his ear and he vetoes them, so.
Tell a clean joke.
Martin Malley.
So how long do they give you all off for? About 2 hours? So I'm going to do a slow song. There is a little place in the west of Ireland, it's a town called Clonbur, and it's just outside a little crossroads where I figured out my great-grandfather came from. And when I was talking to one of the guys in a band called the Saw Doctors, who lives up that way, I heard him mention the name of this little town. And I told him where my great-grandfather was from, and he said, well, I'll take a picture of your ancestral home there at that crossroads of Kilmilkin near Clonbur, and I'll send it to you. I said, how will you know which one is mine? He says, I'll take a wide angle. There's only 3 houses in the whole crossroads. But it's a wonderful little place. Anybody ever see the movie, the John Wayne movie, The Quiet Man? You know, it's all filmed right there around Clonbur. So if you ever go over there, you should check out the place. And there's I'm going to take out my little sound hole cover thing here and then project a little bit. You can use that as a coaster too. A song called Farewell Clonbur. Farewell Clonbur, your green valleys and your streams, your lake high and your mountains, where I have lately been. May the kindness of your people, like your gentle peace endure. Farewell, 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 sweet Clonbur. In a world more full of sorrows than you can understand, there's a place where all your worries are eased by God's great hand, where the journey of a lifetime is a short road from the shore to the ancient Lake Isle Castle that guards the rising pass to sweet Clonbur. In the light of the evening, as the sunset paints the sky, take a walk down my old woods, repeat and wonder why, if truth and love and beauty are the things that will endure, why do I mourn to leave a while the friends and soft green hills of sweet Clonbur? Farewell, Clonbur, your green valleys and your streams, your lake and your mountains, where I have lately been. May the kindness of your people, like your gentle peace endure. Farewell, 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 sweet Clonbur. It might be too loud unless you turn on my voice.
Then the voice will be too loud. That's true. That's quite no trouble.
I don't know if any of you know this, but Baltimore received more immigrants during the so-called post-famine years than any other city in America, with the exception of New York City. So the views of many immigrants coming into the United States of America, their first view, once they arrived at a big city, was not always the Statue of Liberty, but may very well have been, and in fact was for great numbers of people, the Star-Spangled Banner over Fort McHenry. And the place they used to dock was right over there, in fact, in Locust Point. That was where the emigration depot was, our own kind of Ellis Island. Now, most of the proud, upstanding, fine Presbyterian Scots-Irish founders of Baltimore were smart enough to cram most of them onto trains and get them the hell out of town. But some of them actually stayed. This is a song called The Streets of Baltimore. To work the land from dawn to dusk was Father's highest goal. I set myself to do the same, and the dear Lord took his soul. But the land we worked was not our own, and it threw with my two hands. was carted off to England to suit the landlord's plans. By the black year 47, the landlord came to claim. Starvation was the rent we paid, a country filled with grain. Mid sobs of hungry children, we left the shamrock shore and traded desperation for the hope of Baltimore. Here's the chorus. Come up on the deck this morning and give your hand to me. See the flag that flies above this new land of the free. Come up on the deck this morning, dance upon the shore, and walk with me to freedom through the streets of Baltimore. Our voyage was a hard one, on Atlantic's icy waves. Free passage on a coffin ship, the landlord's useless slaves. Trading every scrap we had to keep the children well, praying for salvation from that rolling wretched hell. With every passing day it seemed we buried friends at sea. Wondered if we stayed at home how worse our plight would be. With fever raging for a nap, we finally reached the bay, and thank the Lord who died for us, we lived until that day. Come up on the deck this morning and give your hand to me. See the flag that flies above this new land of the free. Come up on the deck this morning and dance upon the shore, and walk with me to freedom through the streets of Baltimore. Well, from that day to this one, I made it on my own, with a helping hand from Fatherland and a mighty piano. A little house near St. John's and grandchild on the way. We often light a candle as we think about that day. For to leave our friends in Ireland, it left us numb with pain. Parents that we left behind we never saw again. If I live to be 100 on America's brave shore, I never will forget the day we came to Baltimore. Come on back this morning, give your hand to me. See the flag that flies above this new land of the free. Come on back this morning and dance upon the shore, and walk with me to freedom through the streets of Baltimore. And walk with me to freedom through the streets of Baltimore. And walk with me to freedom through the streets of Baltimore.
Malley. Hello. Top of the morning. Great show.
Good, glad you liked it.
Very entertaining.
He's a great musician.
Yeah.
No, he's a great musician.
No, he's a good
I'm a
comedian.
mediocre musician. I play with great musicians.
We're hearing about it's going to be.
It got a little bit out of control, but in a good way, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. Well, thank you very much for talking with us for Top of the Morning. This is James Brumfield. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Come on back this morning, give your hand to me. See the flag that flies above this new land of the free. Come on back this morning and dance upon the shore, and walk with me to freedom through the streets of Baltimore. And walk with me to freedom through the streets of Baltimore. And walk with me to freedom through the streets of Baltimore.